slightly low-rated players and 3-minute games with high-rated players, so that in the low-rated players' games, people have a little more time to think, and I have more time to explain what's on my mind. So I guess we'll just get right to it. I will see my challenges popping up. Let me see. Accept the first 5-minute challenge that I find. So, wow, that's a Norwegian. Shout out to whomever that is. We'll see what's happening. We got 1d4. Guess I'll go knight f6. c4. Let me try the Banter gambit this time. If I'm allowed some gambit playing. I'm not allowed. e3 obviously is a very solid choice, albeit not particularly inspired. So now we transpose to the plan of attack of Caracal. Supposed to be pretty okay for black. Yeah, CD5 is probably a bit premature. Usually CD5 happens after knight f3, bishop g4, g6, and also taking on d5 is rarely a good idea when my queen cannot immediately be attacked. So here I'm just developing normally, and I have a pleasant position with potential to play against the pawn on d4, the Solani that in this particular case seems to be more of a weakness than a strength. He has an interesting opportunity here, which is to go knight e5. In case I take it with knight e5, it takes an h5. And in case I would have taken an e2, we would have had knight c6, threatening a fork on e7, which means that I couldn't actually win his queen. So there's rook c1, case of bishop f6, rook c5, queen c5, so on. It's going to lead to too much simplification for my taste. So I'm just making a normal developing move. Bishop c4 doesn't seem to be a threat, considering that I have at least bishop f3 there. Probably I would just move the queen and be doing well. So just getting some lift for the king instead. Next I'll probably be considering moves like rook c8 and then see what to do. Also, just rook d7 followed by rook d8 is quite plausible. But I think my opponent is finding some difficulties in finding an active plan. This one is a decent try though, preparing bishop c4, also rook ft1. I guess I go a6 to prepare b5, kicking the queen away. Bishop c4, I'll just retreat the queen, let's say queen d6, or even queen d7, and then yes, deals with threats of bishop f3, wrecking his pawn structure, and also b5. And here, yeah, after b4, I'll go b5 myself. Queen c2, I go rook c8, and all of a sudden knight d4 is an actual threat. So queen d1 back, and now I think I'll just go rook c8. And it feels like this inclusion has been in my favor of a3 b4 against my a6 and b5. Because my queen is a bit more active. I feel that I have more chances of exploiting the potential weakness on a3 than he has of mine on a6. And I think my opponent is really struggling to find moves, and that's why he goes for knight d2. But now, unfortunately for him, I win a pawn pretty cleanly. Now, the rest should be a matter of technique. Also, in case in knight b3, I just go queen d5, and the knight cannot even jump into c5 because the bishop protects that square. Taking on c8 doesn't really help. Next, I'm going either queen c3 or rook c3. If the knight moves, then I go queen c3, and it's not so easy for him to protect. But now I'm seeing queen c3 is actually a blunder due to rook c1. I was more thinking on knight f3 there. So here I'll just centralize the queen, winning a tempo by attacking the knights. Sort of anticipating knight a5 here. Then I'll go rook c3, attacking that pawn on a3. If rook d1, I have a nice square for the queen on c5, so I needn't worry about that. So queen e3 is not a bad attempt, but now I'll go bishop g5 and trying to drive his queen away from the center. Yeah, queen g3. I had missed that knight c5 is now an option for him. So, okay, I'll try some little tactics here. Rook c4, I'm gonna try to induce knight c5, then I'm gonna go bishop f4, and he lacks a good square for the queen. If he goes queen d3 or queen b3, I will take the knight on c5, queen g4, queen h4. I'll go bishop h2, check, winning the queen. So his only move is queen f3. If queen f3 I would just have taken, then rook c3, after which I threatened both his pawns on a3 and f3, which probably would have meant that he would have lost another pawn. Naturally, that would have been better than losing a knight, because now the game is over. He fights on, but time is running out, and that's going to be it. Okay, good game. My opponent definitely had a playable position for most of the game, so it was by no means a walkover there. Okay, let me go on with another 5-minute game. Patrick from Germany. So 1e4. Why not? e5. So knight g5, I guess. I'll try to play this way, sacrificing a pawn he's doing, but he obviously gets decent compensation for it. Yeah, this one is not really supposed to work for black, but I cannot really remember how or why. And my opponent is playing quite quickly and confidently, which is mildly unnerving. 94, I guess. I'll try. So the point of my play is whenever he moves the knight from e6, I'm going to capture the pawn b5, and from d4, for instance, to e6, I'm going to capture the pawn on b5 and probably be pretty happy. So I think what black is supposed to do is queen h4. Yeah, this is quite obscure theory, obviously. So 96 is quite reasonable, but at the very least I can capture a pawn now. And Maybe go queen f4, trying to force an exchange of queens. Although he does have knight f4, potentially sitting on d3. So I guess I should just take and castle. But I think he does have a bit of compensation here. Yeah, bishop e7, very reasonable developing move. I think I should go d4. This is probably gonna end up giving the pawn back, but I thought that whenever I go d3, f5 is gonna come, and I'm hoping that this way I'm gonna end up with a slightly better pawn structure, even though I feel that my extra pawn is not gonna last very long. So knight f4, I'm pretty happy to see. I feel like exchanging that bishop on c1 that wasn't doing much in one go is quite favorable to me, and now I can also win some time chasing the knight. So I can go g3. Yeah, I think g3 is pretty reasonable. Knight f3, king g2. I was thinking about f5, but I think knight c5 is a pretty good reply there, forcing him to take, and then I take. In order to save his knight on h3, he has to exchange queens. Also after knight h3, king g2, f5. I can just take the knight on f3, and if he takes an e4, we check, I go queen g4, and it should be pretty safe. But I do feel as though f5, knight c5 is the easier option there. And yeah, that's what's happened on the board. So I think now he's forced to, as I said earlier, take, and then take again on d1, and then this particular ending I feel should be very, very good for me with the extra pawn, and also I think better coordinated pieces. So my opponent certainly has played very inventively so far, not bad at all, but I feel like the game is definitely going in my favor at this moment. Yeah, I'll take back. Probably rook d7 is not bad. Rook f7, I go rook fd1. Maybe I should just go rook d1. That was actually my first thought. So rook b8, don't really see much of a point there. I just go b3, and I feel like the last move has improved my position more than it has improved his. I guess some point to that would, having rook on b8 would be that after I push c6 at some point, he could go rook b6, try and win the pawn, but that would run into forks with knight d5 as well. So I'm not taking the pawn quite yet. I feel like that pawn on a7 cannot be saved anyway, so that's why I'm deferring the capture. Also, if rook f7, I can consider going rook d6. That was my plan, threatening both taking on c6 and f4, h4, forcing knight e4, giving up another pawn. But now that we're here, I see that actually that doesn't really work because he has rook c7 defending against both threats, meaning that he can go knight f7 after I go h4 or f4. Okay, I'm just going to go rook c7 now, getting that pawn on c6. So yeah, he did save the a pawn. I could have gone for rook a7 going after the a pawn, but I rather wanted to go after the c pawn, seeing as that my own c pawn is closer to the queening square. He should go something like rook d8 here, followed by rook d2, trying for some desperate last ditch counterplay, but I really don't think it's going to work out. But my opponent has definitely played a good game so far. Yeah, having said that, he does resign now, which I feel is premature even against a much stronger opponent you should fight on, but not a bad game at all. Okay, let me see if I can find a 3-minute game against a pretty high-rated player from the Czech Republic. I don't know who that is. I'm gonna stick with e4, e5, bishop c4, knight f6 again. Okay, let me try the same thing. Taking, this time I'm gonna give a check. Bishop e2. Knight h3. So this, I think, is what Steinitz, for instance, tried a few times against Trigorin. And what I wanted by playing 3 bishop c4 is, yeah, I'm not going to reveal that quite yet, but I had a different idea in mind after, in case he would have gone for, one of my opponents would have gone for I guess I should go knight g1, but it's not taking on h3. One of my opponents would have gone for 3 bishop c5 and tried to play d10. Yeah, my opponent has played pretty sensibly here. I've spent a lot of time regrouping the knights. The reason after h6 on move 8 that I didn't go knight f3 is that you can then gain time with e4. And I felt that with whenever I lost my train of thought. Let me just play then. No, so basically, I think he had good compensation since I'd spent so much time routing my pieces, but rook b8 was certainly a bit too slow there. He wanted to prevent my bishop from developing to e3 by attacking the b2 pawn in that case, but I think this particular idea that I had with knight e2, exchanging some pieces, thereby relieving the pressure, I think that idea is just too strong, so that now I'm going to end up having a pretty significant extra pawn. I could go knight e4 here, intending queen d5 followed by knight f6. I guess I'll rather just take d5, go knight f3, and if queen h5, the most logical response, then I can go queen d7, attacking 2 pieces at once. And here he does have a tiny bit of compensation in that my bishop has not developed yet, but I do have the better pawn structure as well as an extra pawn, so I feel that his activity is probably going to be fairly temporary. Rook d3, that's little more than a cheap trick. He wanted to take on c3 there. Actually, I could have allowed that since I would have had a nice trick with bishop f4, but didn't particularly fancy that. So here I'm just going rook c1. Guess I'll just trade on b6, bring the king over, and my extra pawn should eventually be enough. Now I'm intending knight d2 or rook d1. Yeah, now because rook a6, I can go knight d2, I think. Knight e5 does not defend the pawn, but now that he's taken on a2, I will extinguish all that is left of his activity, and I'm just a pawn up with a better position. Let me just go b5. If there trades the knight, then yeah, I'll bring the king around. He's playing very, very quickly, but that's not going to help him at all, since the position is an easy technical win. Okay, let me go king b4, king a5, rook c1. He fights well, but it's completely impossible since the pawn is just running. Okay, good game, but it turned out to be a pretty routine conversion of an extra pawn after a while there. Okay, let me try another 3-minute game. This time from an IM. Oh, I actually played this one before. Goldstein, French IM. It's gonna be interesting. So he's repeating what I was doing with Bishop c4. Let's this is gonna be a theme match, huh? Okay, let me see if I can try b5 and if I can do better here than my opponents did there. Not sure though. But no more of the rat and such. So it just takes. I feel like this is supposed to be okay for black. Slightly unnerving, of course, that he's playing so quickly. So what do I have here? Knight f4? Doesn't look too bad. Queen f3, there is... Oh, you can go bishop c6. That's a miss. I was thinking of queen f3 and then I have e4. That was my big point. But yeah, I think he's missed knight h3 and then queen b5. He's gonna attack two of his pieces. Yeah, or it attacks f1 as well as yeah. Okay, so still not. It's still not clear at all. I'm finding out. Since he now is threatening the rook on a8. If bishop b7, there's queen h4 check. Picking up the knight on h3. So what should I do? Rook b8. Queen b7 is a move. Yeah, let me just go rook b8. Cannot be too bad. So the immediate GH doesn't work because of bishop b7 skewering the queen, and but yeah, knight c3 is perfectly possible. Now I don't have a way to keep the knight, so I could just go like queen f5, exchange queens, and then I'm probably not doing too badly, but I don't want to do that, so I'm just going queen d7. If he takes the knight, I'm going rook b4, threatening bishop b7, and I'm hoping to have decent compensation there. I'm a couple of pawns down, my king is in the center, but I do have the two bishops. So I feel like objectively this cannot be too disastrous for me. And also practically speaking, I feel that I'm doing pretty well. If queen a8, pinning the bishop, then I think I'm going bishop d6, threatening queen h3, which would be very, very unpleasant for him. Yeah, king g1, but I do feel as though that is a bit slow. Now that he goes queen f3, I think I can take an h3. Yeah, I think I can do that. There's bishop h5. Sorry, bishop g5. But I think I can go bishop e7. That's what I was relying on. f6, bishop f6. Take it. I probably don't have a good square for... Yeah, okay. He's playing really well. It's very unclear at this point. Should go back to d8. I feel like the king is a bit more active there than it is in f8. He does have to exchange queens now. And this means that I am doing pretty fine. Although I'd sort of underestimated knight b5. Now we can take an a7, king d8, threatening rook. Okay, let's go f6. Yeah, I didn't see that he was threatening rook e7. This is all going south at the moment for me. Okay, now I'm gonna have to play fast and potentially flag him in order to win the game. But I can do that. Bishop h3. Rook a2 back. Yeah, I'm not gonna accept a draw, of course. We're not in the charity business here. I've gained a couple of pawns back and should be winning the ending. Rook h4 is going to win another pawn next. And that's going to be the end of the game, provided I don't flag. Which I shouldn't do, since I have a lot more time than he has. Oh, don't stalemate him. Let's mate next. Okay. Very, very tough game right there. Came down to the wire, as 3-minute games often do. Okay, let me try another 5-minute game against Carlsen Jr. Sticking with e4. So this is where I wanted to get at. I was reading a book about Chigorin yesterday and was really inspired by his opening repertoire of both colors. And one of the ideas was to go 2 queen e2 in the French, as he did many times against Tarash in their match and others. So let's see what my opponent is going to do. Obviously, the point of queen e2 is to discourage the opponent from playing 2d5, as then you could take and black will not be able to take with a pawn, which is essentially the point of playing 1e6 and French. So here, probably I would rather go d3 and knight d2 at some point myself, but for whatever reason, Chigorin always preferred to put the knight in c3, so that's what I'm going to do. Now he's put his knight on f6, gonna go f4. And let's see. My opponent has certainly developed pretty reasonably here. And I think castle is going to come pretty soon. Though he does have to worry about a quick... Okay, this is interesting. If I take it, I'm pretty underdeveloped. If I take it twice and these pieces are going to spring to life, so I don't want to do that. Usually when you're bringing your queen to e2 in the opening, you're not looking to open the game up so quickly. So what I would say is that if he goes knight d4, I probably would just go queen f2, not taking on d4, as I feel that that would open the c file potentially and attacking on c2, and would also make me have to retreat the knight on c3 to a worse square. And after queen b6, I'm just going king h1 in order not to have any shenanigans with c4. I could have taken a d5. The reason that I didn't do it was that I didn't see it. I was too busy talking. But still, I feel that he would have some compensation. But now I cannot talk about not not saying that by not playing it on the next move. So knight d4, he goes. I certainly didn't want to take that. And now ed, queen d6. I'm just taking on d4. Yeah, winning another pawn, and starting to look pretty good. So rook c2 is threatened. I guess I'm just gonna go c4. f5 is also very tempting, but I felt ultimately unnecessary. f5, knight e5, f6 probably would have won. If I'm gonna play a Chigorin opening, I should probably play more aggressively, as that was his style, rather than what the nonsense that I'm the safety for first nonsense that I'm doing. It's hard to completely renounce your style while you're playing. You have your preferences, and usually they come through. So knight e5. This does not lose immediately because of bishop f6. Bishop f7 looks tempting, but he does have knight f7, both defending the queen and attacking the queen should I try bishop d6. So I'm not gonna bother with that. I'm just gonna go rook e1. Pawn a7 is hanging. Just gonna grab that. 3 extra pawns now as well as a good position. Should be plenty. Also, I'm threatening d4 now, as well as taking on b7, another pawn there. So he goes knight d3, but that's the point of a pin, that whatever pieces pin cannot move. So another one for me, but not a bad game. Let me try this one. Oh, I have to abort this since this was non-premium member. I tried to accept a GM challenge, which was just very, very nearby on the list. Let me see where that challenge is now. Sorry guys, but I would of course have played the game if my opponent had been a premium member, but I cannot accept challenges that are not premium, even if I do. Okay, there we go. Chess Reader is the one I wanted to accept. Apparently I haven't played Chess Reader before, so that's going to be interesting. e4, e5, bishop c4 again. Bishop c5, and here's the Evans gambit that Chigorin was very, very keen on playing. And Thus, that is what I'm going to try. My opponent plays very quickly, which is a bit unnerving since I don't really know too much about the theory. I guess I gotta go queen b3, right? d6, take on e5. I think bishop b6, is that supposed to be the move? Yeah, I think that is quite correct, what he's doing. Don't know what to do here. Maybe a4 is reasonable. Whenever he goes for this, queen goes away, and I'm maybe threatening a5 in some lines. Okay, castles. Oh, d5 was probably a positional threat that I missed there. Yeah, that's a bit unpleasant. I guess I'll take it. I can go knight d2, but I'm just worse. If I keep the queens, it feels like I'm worse as well. Yeah, let me go knight d2. Try and limit the damage. This is still definitely worse for me. If this had been a Berlin and he didn't have the right to castle, then I would have been a lot happier. But since he can castle, then I feel like I'm just slightly worse. And yeah, that's a bit of a bummer. I thought after this move I could go knight b5, but there's a pin there, so that's not possible. So I'm rerouting the knight. And just trying to be solid and not lose immediately. But I do have some ideas of going rook b1, trying to alleviate the pressure that is on my queen side, and maybe one day, one very fine day, maybe I can use my majority of 4 against 3 on the queen's on the king side. I do feel as though I definitely equalized here. Rook d6 may be coming, some lines, and yeah, h3 is useful, preparing f3 g4 later on, and it also gives me lift. So I think I'm happier with the inclusion of these two moves than he is. Yeah, he goes rook c6. That was a bit dumb, I have to say. I didn't need to do that. Okay, king h2. Trying to keep the tension. He takes. Bishop e6. That's very sensible, of course. Takes again. This is all looking pretty drawish. Yeah, very, very drawish. Bishop b4. Rook d5, maybe. Cannot take the pawn because of d7. But after bishop d7, I don't have much. Rook e5, you can go rook c8 followed by rook d8. Yeah, no, at least his pieces are a bit passive, so I can claim to have some initiative. Bishop e6. I guess I'll go king f4, continue to act. Oh, Now apparently my mouse is working again. And he resigns. Pretty pretty tough game there as well. But okay, let me try this guy. Savely Gulubov. Played him a few games here the other day, and he was pretty strong. Not a bad player at all. I'm definitely seeing some strong opponents. So what did Chigorin do against the Sicilian? Here I feel as though I'm insufficiently educated. So I'm going to go with some of my own nonsense instead of going for a wing gambit. This guy is pretty strong though. He also does some chess 24 Russian content, which you may want to check out if you speak Russian. And I did have some similar game against him the other day where he did play did play in this style against the wing gambit. Okay, now at least I'm forcing GF, which should be, I think, a major achievement. I should take on D7, not allowing him knight C6. And here it does feel as though I'm just better. Here I'm winning a pawn for, I think, fairly little. He can castle now, but I don't know why he's playing so quickly and confidently. To me, it seems that I'm just a pawn up with a pretty good position. Apparently my camera has been switched off. It's a bit of a shame. It's not like I have anything to hide, huh? Okay, check. Then queen f3. He takes on b5, I got rook b1, winning the pawn on b7. Should be pretty good. And here I do have knight c4. And just... Okay, he does have the plan of rook c5. I guess I'll counter that by attacking his a pawn. I do feel as though if he takes on b5, I cannot take on a7, but I can go knight d6 and take on f5. So I'm not too worried about that. Okay. g3, I guess. f4, I'm going g4. And now it's just trying to play solidly and try and make them lose some time. It's not a bad strategy at all. Before, I'm allowing queen d5, but I don't think that really matters. Yeah, king g1, preparing knight e5 in some lines. Also, queen b5 can be met by knight d6. So he is pretty much forced to remain passive here. Yeah, rook c5 is pretty logical, still not threatening the pawn on b5 since there's still a fork. Rook a1, I'm realizing that the plan of putting the rooks over there is pretty stupid. Okay, now I got knight d6. Bishop e5 is met by knight f5, so definitely winning there. Here I guess I'll just go g4, keep the strong knight, queen g5, it takes queen h5, knight e7. So I'm winning a bunch of material. Queen f7 he has, but then I can at the very least go queen g7 followed by take twice and rook a7, and that's an easily winning ending. And even more importantly, it's really easy to play. Just take it, bring the pawn up the board, and not a worry in the world. I have plenty of time. Plenty of time. King e6. Yeah, 25 seconds, 26 seconds. That's more than enough to win the game. Okay, good. I'm gonna slow down now and accept a 5-minute challenge. So let me try this one. Buddha 77. Probably I played Buddha 77 before. I thought there was something familiar about the name. As I said before, generally I'm trying to play people that I haven't played before, but if I do play somebody that I've played before, that's not the end of the world. But you gotta show up, Buddha. If you don't show up, then I'm gonna have to abort the game, which I would feel a lot less bad about if it's somebody I'm playing for. So there's knight. There's the Petrov, I guess, which I don't know what Chiro would do, but a lot of other great attacking players would definitely sack knight of 7. I'm trying to play a bit more aggressively in at least a few of the games. Okay, what should I do? King g7, guess f4 at some point. Trying to establish a huge pawn center. I did play this against Yu Yang in the St. Louis Rapid Blitz. In this particular gambit, and in that tournament, I was pretty tilted at the moment. I did play this, so it was a pretty good moment to try it. But I feel as though it's not like a disaster, objectively speaking. Things like what happened in the game can easily happen where he does have a pretty nice extra piece, but I do have a lot of positional trumps and two pawns for the piece, so I do feel that, practically speaking, I'm doing pretty okay. Now d5, I'm gonna go e5. I have to keep that pretty pawn center, of course. Take it. I guess I'm just gonna go d5, try and advance that center even further. Next, I would want to go queen d4, potentially pick up the pawn on d4, and also preparing queenside castling. So I do feel as though I have a lot of concentration now. And probably I'm just better already, objectively speaking. That would be my guess. g5 could happen, trying to break up the pawns. Probably the castle then. Yeah, with g5 at least is an attempt to create some counterplay after. Otherwise, I feel like there's a serious chance it's just gonna be run over. Yeah, that was a quite interesting defense. It's discouraging queen d4 now because of bishop e6, and then if queen e4, you go bishop f5, queen goes away, then take on e3, and then d5. After which most of my pawn center is gone. So let me go e6 instead. I'm trying to break the coordination of his pieces now. His knight cannot get into the center, and apparently my camera is still off, which I find a bit vexing. I don't I don't know exactly why it is. Bishop b6 was his plan anyway, and now I think I'm just gonna go castles. It's queen d4, there was queen f6, which I don't know if that would have been really that good for me at all. So okay. Oh, there we go. I think my camera is back now. Sorry about that, folks, but I guess you could still hear me, even though I was not on camera. Yeah. Okay. Let's go back to the game then. He's gone. He's gone c6. Trying to break up the pawn center by all means. Could go something like queen d4. If queen f6, I can go e7. Oh no, queen d4 is a check then. So I'm just gonna keep it simple. c4. Trying to keep the pawns as long as I can. b3. Being consistent. I do feel as though he's going to have to give back the piece at some point here in order to break out. He's certainly playing pretty well so far, my opponent. It's not doing badly at all. You can take on e6 at this point. If I take, then go queen b6 and regain the pawn. But I felt that as though there with a bishop in an open position, I would have had an advantage. Now queen d6 maybe a bit too slow. So since now I've regained another pawn, I have ideas of f5. And also queen e5 is an idea, trying to get even more pawns in the center. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna go queen e5. And if he does take, then my pawns are going to be very, very strong. And if it doesn't take, well, then it's hard to see how he can tolerate a centralized queen like that for too long. So he does take. I take back. He exchanges the rook. So he's exchanged some pieces, but I don't think he's going to be too happy. Now I got e7, advancing the pawns even further. Bishop d6. I think I'm just going to keep it simple by going bishop to c4, protecting that pawn on d5, intending d6 followed by e6. Yeah, d6 check now, e6, and those pawns are gonna be queens, at least one of them. So very, very well fought by Buddha, but not enough, and time is also running out. Okay. Let me see. I'm gonna try another 5 minutes. Atta is another person from France. Well, I don't think I've played before, so it's gonna be interesting. Once again, I'm getting c5. Okay, let me just try and be open to Sicilian this time. No nonsense. So here's my opponent going to go for the Sveshnikov. That's interesting. Okay. Let me just play pretty normally then. Knight d5, c3. Play very, very positionally this time. Cannot try and please in every game, huh? Rook b8. That's also what I've been doing a bit. h4. That was the move I think Gary introduced. He's got queen d7. Playing very quickly. It's very interesting. This move is preparing bishop d8 followed by knight e7, so I feel like as though I have to take him on f6 and then go knight e3. Trying to claim that I have some kind of attack here. I don't know. Oh, f5, that I feel is just too ambitious. Since I have the check on g5 and then on f6. And after this I can probably just go one castle. And rook d6 is a serious threat now. My opponent is playing very, very quickly, but I think not particularly well. So rook d6 now, queen e8. Don't even have to worry about the knight on e3. I can just go h5. So h6 is a lethal threat. My queen is unassailable on f6, and I think the game is going to be over very, very soon. So, yeah, my opponent has played quickly and confidently, but I think this is what happened in this game is one of the reasons why I should take a bit more time early on if you want to have a long game, since otherwise you risk just getting a losing position very, very quickly. Now I feel like h6 may be the only move that prolongs the game. I'm probably going to take it, and then you can go f6 and prolong the game a bit more, but it wouldn't have been enough, clearly. Okay, so that one was pretty short. Yeah, let me go back and try and accept a 3-minute game. Okay. Divis, one of the main guys from the Spanish Chess 24, is going to try his luck. And he's going c5 as well. Let's see what he has intended. He goes for the dragon. Wow. That's pretty interesting. So what am I supposed to do here? Okay. I tried this the other day. Tried to play some kind of reversed English, and people who play the dragon, they're usually very aggressive players, so trying to give him a slightly slower game to see if that can throw him off his game. Taking on d4 is obviously very logical. We could gain tempo on the queen now. We did a knight g4, knight d7, bring knight to, I don't know if it's a better square, but a different square. Yeah, bishop b6 is not bad. I think I'm just going to go. Yeah, what am I going to do? I thought maybe. Okay, let me try something else. I'm gonna go e5. I thought if I take on if I take on e6 and then go e5, maybe knight d5 wouldn't be too bad. Now if he takes on c4, take on f6. And also I kind of wanted to go bishop b3, but then I guess he would have gone for some kind of let me see. Yeah, if I had gone for bishop d3, he had knight d5. forcing a favorable exchange of pieces there, so I didn't want to do that. B6 feels a bit dubious positionally speaking. So basically I've given up a pawn here, but I'm believing that his triple pawn on the file is of little use, and that I should still be doing pretty well. So after knight d5, naturally I don't want to undouble any of his pawns, and I'm just gonna blockade them. And I do feel that as though if he does exchange my bishop at some point, then my knight is gonna be better than his bishop, since his bishop is a bit hemmed in.
You cannot oppose that with rook d8, because then the c5 pawn would fall. But here I think he's also in a bunch of trouble. He was probably anticipating rook a7 when he can play rook c6, but I think this is stronger. Now I've got rook a4 and rook c4. It's going to be very difficult to meet. So I'm just going to take that, rook c4, and feel as though, I feel as though this ending should probably be pretty easily winning for me. Okay, quite sensibly, he decides not to take immediately. I'm going to go
remaining e4 without the loss of the pawn. Just king f2. I'm not worried that he's gonna escape the exchange of rooks. Here I got bishop b6, b3, keeping control. If e4, I'm gonna go c4. And if he takes in b3, then my pawn is just running. So that seems like pretty bad news for him. You can try and just stay still for a while here. But I feel like I should eventually win. There are just too many advantages to my position. Okay. But again, that was a pretty technical. I just cannot keep my word of trying to play aggressively for more than one game. Okay. Let me try another 5-minute game. Oh, they're just okay. So this is against the future GM. I always gotta check if I played somebody before. I played quite a lot of people who are challenged before, but this seems to be a new one. No nationality given. Okay, let me try. I'm gonna blank, then play the camera back. Is my camera back? I think it is. Okay, that's good news. Yeah, bishop c4. Getting a lot of those today, and very few Rui Lopez as. Okay, I'm gonna try the system with h6. So a lot of people are playing these days. Point is to go for a quick g5, getting some space and potentially some attack as well. So knight d2. feel as though this may be a bit inaccurate, since now I can just go g4. In case of knight h4, I think knight e4 can be played, and retreating the knight with knight g1 seems like a concession. And I might go h5 and then bishop h6 maybe. It seems like I've gained a bunch of space, and I can always castle queenside, so I'm not worried about potential king safety problems. I guess just bishop b6, not too worried about that exchange. Queen b3. Maybe I should have been worried. Okay. Just gonna give up the pawn on d7. And I'm moving the king there, since if I had played queen d7, I would have had to spend time dealing with a threat to my rook on a8 after queen takes b7. So I prefer just connecting the rooks immediately. So rook g8, trying to get counterplay in that way. But like, objectively speaking, he's doing pretty well. But maybe I can show my attacking prowess in this game. At least that's what I'm hoping. If such prowess does indeed exist. Yeah, knight c4 is pretty logical. I'm going to take an f3. So I can c1. And I guess go knight h7, preparing queen h4, and then knight g5, rook g2. Other things can happen. Also, I'm keeping in mind the option of playing rook g2. Yeah, I think rook g2 is okay. Also keeping in mind the option of playing rook b8 at some point. Since then, the attack on b2 could be a serious issue. Let's say he goes rook g1 as he does, rook b8. If he does go queen a6 as he probably should, then I can check on g5. And knight e3, which normally would be a very strong move here, is not possible because of rook takes b2. With jack and winning the game. So king d1 is much better, obviously. And now it's completely clear what I have. Maybe this guy is a future GM. Oh, I was gonna put the rook on f8. And then for some reason my hand put it on g8 instead. This just loses immediately to takes and then rook g1. That's a shame. I'm gonna have to go into serious swindle mode. So he's also the problem is that he's also threatening queen b5 followed by knight a5. So I really have to scramble just to stay alive at all. King b3, desperately trying to hang on. Knight a5, knight e7. Yeah, d4. d4 I wasn't that worried about. Now I can go rook d2. Preventing his threat, which was to go d5. Now I'm at least winning a pawn back, so I'm getting some more hope. King c3 I think is not a great move. Or rook d4 if he wants to play an ending with equal material, be my guest. I would be very happy with that. And otherwise I've won a pawn pretty cleanly, which seriously improves my chances of getting something from this game. Should probably go like queen c2, queen a3 maybe. Queen b5 you can also do. Yeah, queen b3 I'm not sure that I like since I get a tempo with rook b4. Queen a3. Yeah, it seems a bit strange. Why wouldn't you go there immediately? I'm going rook b5, forcing him to make a decision. Now he's exchanged. Now my position is very safe. Still worse, obviously, since I'm queen down, but it's pretty. My king is pretty safe. It's always going to be protected by a knight, and there are not too many points in my position which he can attack, and that makes me pretty optimistic about the future. So the point of a5 is that in case of rook g2, you could have gone b4. So I just wanted to prevent that. So now I'm going rook g2, going after the pawn. After the h4, I'm going e5, trying to get knight d4. He can give a couple of checks, but I'm not too worried about that. King goes to b6, and the knight has taken away all the squares from which the queen can check. And now he's also running seriously low on time. Yeah, I guess I'm going to give a check now. Here, f4 is a good try. It's a good move, obviously. After this one, guess rook g4. Can I go rook e4, queen d5, knight f3 check, or I can go rook e2 actually. So I can go rook e4. Always a good idea also to try and complicate things when they're so short on time. Okay, I didn't see king b3 at all. That's a shame. But at least I go knight c6 and my king is very safe. Okay, but my opponent played extremely well for being 1800, I have to say. So kudos, excellent game. So I'm gonna try another 5-minute game. It's Henry 0813 from Ireland. It's gonna be interesting. Yeah, I'm running all low on energy, so I'm gonna have this will carry me. Don't try that at home. Since I'm inspired by Chigrip today, I'm going to play Chigrip. I did try that a couple of times in tournament games. It's Kramnik and Bishop, but with very limited success. So this one, I don't know. Doesn't it just drop a pot? I don't think you can play like this. Yeah, now I'm just a pawn up with a good position. Has to go bishop d2, but this is pretty much as comfortable an extra pawn as you can get. Knight f5, hitting at knight f4. Sorry, knight h4. And although Tigran did really like knights, I think still they're going to exchange this one. Just keep it simple. Nice extra pawns and not a single weak square in my position. Knight on f6, of course, is hanging, but going to rectify that by going bishop e7, knight d5 on the next move. Yeah, knight e4 is not a bad try. Could go knight d5, could also take. Guess I'm just going to go knight d5. Knight g5 and rook d7 is a perfectly viable response. Protecting everything. Yeah, e4, but this is just weakening actually. I go bishop b4 check. Sorry, knight b4, then take with the bishop. And I think he has achieved nothing except weakening his position. You probably should take and then go f4 now. Because after what he did, now bishop f4, bishop e5 is coming in. His dark squares are pretty weak. Maybe I should actually go on bishop c5 there. Intending rook d8. It's getting a bit carried away by those dark squares there. So I went at h6, now knight h3, and then g5, but I think he can reroute the knight to e2, and that's not a disaster for him. Yeah, knight g1, pretty logical. Knight e2 is coming next. Most likely, if h4, I'm just going to take it. That would give up some dark square control, but it would give me another extra pawn. So I feel like that would be a decent triangle for me. Takes. Now bishop b2 is a threat. And then rook d2 in case he takes it. So we should do something like knight c1 maybe, or b3. But it's all very, very difficult for him. Yeah. I'm just going to take that one. I could also take on b2. I'm just going to take it. And okay, let me just do this for fun. I know bishop b2 loses a piece since he can insert a check on g8, but I think in that case, I just have too many pawns. That's the point. I go h2, then c5. I'm gonna create another passer on the queen side pretty soon, and his king simply cannot deal with everything, and his knight is just stuck. I'm just gonna go h5, h4, force his knight into the corner, and then f5, try and open up the center. And this is just completely lost for him. You could have gone king c4, try and set up a barrier there, but I would just have sacrificed one of the pawns to get to the unlucky knight on h4, h1 with the king. And, he might as well resign at this point. Okay. Feels like each time I'm finding a challenge I want to accept, then it's dropping because there are so many new challenges coming. So it's hard to find. Okay, let me try this one. The Unknown One. Another 5-minute game. Never played Albion Rules from Belgium. Don't really know that name. Never played this one before. Another C5. Okay, -3. D6. Let's play the open Sicilian again. Get a neither orphan. Let's go Rook G1. Inspired by the great Jordan van Vreest, who was obviously helped by my compatriots Johann Sebastian. So what I'm doing now is more of an homage to Johann Sebastian than Jordan. And if you do want to see Johann Sebastian play, he's gonna play on Offerspiel, my club's Twitch channel, starting pretty much. I think it's probably already started. It's gonna play some bullets. So after I'm done, you might wanna check that out if you have the time. One of the many young talented Norwegians. So don't really know what's going on here. I'm just making moves. Bishop G2 seems reasonable. Obviously the Rook on G1 is pretty ridiculous in most of these lines, but that's the way it is. When you go for the early Rook G1, you have to live with the consequences, huh? Yeah, let me just go G5. Knight D7, quite sensible. Queen H5, probably for no reason whatsoever. I'm threatening Knight A6 though, and trying to spook him from castling. So I am definitely considering long castles myself here. Then Queen A2, nah, it doesn't work. So I thought anyway, worst case, I can just drop the queen back and then I can gain tempo by playing either F4 or Bishop F4 later on. So I don't really feel like the knight is too great on E5. Yeah, I don't really think you can support it. Maybe Queen C7 if the then Bishop F4 has Knight D3. Queen A4 I don't really get. What's the point of that? Well, he's trying to prevent queenside castling, that's the point, but he can't go Knight C4 because of B3, so he has to go something like Knight G6 now. And I can just go Bishop E4, preparing Bishop C2, and then later on I will be able to castle. Maybe this was actually a bit too slow. Don't know. Yeah, still kind of castle. Okay, let me go for an attack then. Positionally, I'm still doing pretty okay, so I'm not too worried. Rook G3 now. You can go E5. E5, I'm probably just going to go F5. Yeah, why not? Well, let me see. This is quite interesting. Okay, I'm checking out. I'm actually checking it out. Just taking an e5. Bishop e5. I'm going to castle instead. Not too worried about the pawn on a2, since I'm going to get the tempo with bishop b3 at some point, and also I'm not worried about the rook on g3, since then I'm going to take back, get rook h1 later on with some attack. And I did say that I was going to play more enterprisingly, so I'm not sure this all works, but at least I'm trying. So he takes, guess bishop b3. Don't have anything concrete though. Yeah, that's a good inclusion, giving a check. Yeah, this didn't really work out, what I'm doing here. Yeah, it didn't work out at all. Okay, I'm gonna have to try and hustle him now. My position is probably lost now. You can take on d4 and then go bishop f5, and I'm in a world of trouble, since my king cannot hide. Maybe I'm gonna go bishop d4, rook f1, try and muddy the waters. That's what I would have done. Bishop e3, rook f7, and I cannot see why that doesn't work immediately, so maybe it does work. Queen c7 is just, yeah, that just misses the mark completely. So it's now I'm in time with rook f7, and I just got a winning position. That was very strange. Queen c7 didn't make any sense. Probably thought f7 was protected somehow, but clearly it's not, so that's a problem for him. Rook f7, don't think he really has a choice except giving up the queen with queen f7, but then I'm obviously doing great. Queen f3, yeah, okay. Just that's exactly like the check on f5 that I wanted to prevent by going queen f3 first, but he had pretty good bishop f5. Getting another bishop, and then I'll be a rook up and winning the game pretty easily. Okay. By the way, I want you to challenge me to rated games. I saw there was a grandmaster there who challenged me to an unrated game, and I don't think that makes any sense. Like, if you want to protect your rating, that's okay. I don't want to protect mine particularly, so I don't care. Let's play rating. So this is a rated game, and I'm playing Nihal Sarin, extremely talented young player. He's already 26 plus, with a lot of potential, and at 15 years old, he appeared on to candidate broadcasts a couple of times at the start, and it's a very strong player. But is he here? That's the question. With all that talent, he still gotta show up to the game. So I'm gonna abort this one pretty soon. Okay. Sorry, dude. You gotta be prepared. Let me see. We got ourselves another 5-minute game here. Davov. Let's see. Somebody's got to show up at some point, right? They cannot all be gone. Like, am I boring you so much that you can't even stay and watch the show while you're waiting for your challenge? That doesn't seem very likely to me. Come on. Finally, my opponent showed up when I got up from the chair. That was so rude. Okay. Everybody's going knight f6 and not letting me play the Evans coming up. That's a shame. So we got the three knights is cool though, but it's a bit boring, comparatively speaking. Just thinking for a bit. Yeah, bishop d7 is also a move there, but c6 is by far the most played. I'm going to try knight h3 again, like Steinitz was doing. And also Fischer. Fischer tried it, I think, once in the US Championship. Maybe he tried it a couple of times. Oh, I went like knight g1 in the other game before castling. Maybe what you're supposed to do is go castle and then king h1 and then knight g1. Maybe that's the point. Spending a lot of time here, so I'm gonna have another bite to eat. Yeah, bishop c5. It's all very logical. Queen d4, I don't just do castle. I feel as though my king is always going to be pretty safe here. I kind of go like d3, queen h4, I bishop f3, and feels like my king is pretty safe. I can also protect the pawn with king d2. What is best is hard to say. And what I'm going to try and play a bit concretely. Maybe that's a very bad idea. I was thinking of bishop f3, then if queen h3, then a3. And b4 is a huge threat, but maybe that's a really bad idea because of h5 and then knight g4 is a massive threat. Actually, a threatening mate, which is obviously a lot more important than a threat of winning a piece. So, yes, I'm gonna be a bit more careful. My king is pretty safe now, in the absence of his light square bishop. My his knight on a5 is pretty awful, and I feel like I'm consolidating. Now I'm threatening f4, forcing the exchange of queens. So it's all pretty good. Also, iron the knight in a5. In some lines, it's another perk of playing queen e1. Another of the ideas. It's maybe a better word. E4 is quite logical. I can go f4 now, forcing ef3 followed by queen somewhere if he wants to avoid the exchange. Also, I can take an e4. I feel like f4 is pretty good. Take it, take it. Now I'm just gonna exchange some pieces. It's starting to look a bit similar to another game we had earlier today where I did play the 2 knights, same system, and I just ended up with a pretty clean extra pawn. So rook e8 was not a great move there since it allows bishop d2, unpinning the rook on e1 and also forcing some exchanges. But regardless of what he'd done, he probably would have been in pretty bad shape. And now I'm just 2 pawns. Pawn up. It's not a full pawn, you might say, because of the double H pawns. Would have been interesting there if he'd gone c5, then I would have bishop f2, if cb, then c5, and if knight b7 immediately, then bishop e4, forcing the win of the pawn. He didn't go for that, bishop d4 instead, but still I go c5, and my queenside majority is so strong that the game is over now, or at least pretty much over. So what should I do? Bishop e4. I guess I'm just gonna go bishop a6 instead, and then bring the king in. Bishop g1. I'm gonna go bishop g3 followed by f5, and then my bishops will both be very, very strong. Bishop c8 now, preventing king d7 in all lines. a5, I can give a check and then take on a5, and that pawn is going to be queening very, very soon. Okay, good game, but finally, with the 2 bishops, it was pretty easy for me, but also I think quite instructive at some point. So I tried to accept a challenge from pretty strong grandmaster here, a 3-minute game, but I don't know if I was successful. I tried to click accept, but I don't know what happened, why the game has not started. Don't know what that is all about. Maybe the challenge disappeared. Trying to find it. Nihal Sarens is challenging me again, so after I aborted the last one, then I'm gonna try another one. Let's see if he's here now. If he's still not here, okay, he's here. Good job, Nihal. So he is going to be faced with the Evans Gambit. Let's see if he knows more about it than I do. So he's going for the same line, huh? Yeah, that's dull. I just don't know what to do here. How do I even get an interesting game here? Okay, I'm gonna try and take on d6. Queen b5, he has to take on c4. So I'm relying on that he has to take back with the pawn on d6 after I've taken on. I think he's got to trade on c4. It's the only thing that makes sense, right? Yeah, I think he's going to do that. So I'm relying on that. After he goes CD, then I can go castles, then bishop a3. And hopefully that would give me some pressure. I'm sure he can give back the pawn in various ways here. Probably this one is not the greatest though. You can go rook d8 now, but yeah, I can do this as well, but this extra pawn does count for something, I think. Knight g6 is pretty tricky, but is it any good? The point is bishop f8, then he has knight f4, and if queen f4 and knight h3, so I cannot do that, so I'm gonna go h3 instead. Really don't want to allow this take on f8 and knight f4 business. Yeah, let's say if queen f1, there's knight h3, gh, bishop h3, and what do? If I move the queen, then queen g4 is going to be mate. Okay, I don't see anything there, so just going to go bishop, knight d2. But now he clearly has quite a lot of compensation. Knight f1 now. I think he's quite well prepared to meet. I'm quite well prepared to meet rook d6, knight f4, then queen d1. That's not dangerous. Probably should go knight h4 now. Then I'm gonna go knight d4 probably. Trying to exchange the queens, and I think he's probably quite fine there, but that's at least a position that I can play. And if he doesn't do that, yeah, he goes for this. Queen d1, I guess, and I think he's going to go bishop h3. I don't really see it. I don't think this really works for him. Bishop h3, then knight g3. If queen g4, then I take on b6. If he takes on g2, yeah, if he takes on g2, I have rook d6, threatening mate. And then I can save the knight later on with a winning position. But yeah, he does that, but I think this is just lost. Yeah, okay, this, rook d8, getting even more time. But here he's just completely busted, I think. We can give a check. Knight e5. Just knight h2 maybe. This is simpler. He has no threats. I'm threatening queen d8, exchanging queens. Okay, now it's about just wrapping up and not losing any time, but I have a lot more time than he has, so I wouldn't be too worried. The moves that I'm playing are not particularly great, I feel, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, I'm going to do this one. Okay, I'm going to take that knight. He's really playing a lot faster than I thought. Okay, now we were just a very few moves away from knight, since I would have had knight f3 next and then g1. Okay. Let me see. What do we got here? So I gotta repeat, a lot of non-premium members challenging, but you gotta go premium before you challenge. Otherwise, your challenge will not be accepted. So we got another Grandmaster, Velja Ivic. Don't know too much about him. I know that he's a Grandmaster. Probably 02 is his birth year. Who knows, huh? We got the Sicilian again. I'm gonna try Bishop B5 this time. Take on C6, I guess. What should people do? D4? Had some fun with this as black against Maxim in the Siegfried Cup. And also I didn't have a lot of fun against Vichy. Also in the Siegfried Cup. So here he goes Queen C5, I guess I should castle. This is what I did, right? And then I went F6. I think that's what I did against Vichy the first time. Oh, he goes A5. I think that was recommended somewhere. Let me try Rook B1. Next, probably B3, Bishop B2. Basically, I'm just waiting for Knight F6, and then I want to go E5. I'm claiming that this structure is a bit better for me. You could have gone Bishop F5 probably there. So I think I've set up a bit clumsily. But now that I didn't, I'm pretty happy. And certainly A5 is a good move, and it's a big improvement on not having the pawn on A5 in these lines. A detail which I didn't really appreciate during my game against Alan, but I think White is still definitely one fighting for something here. Can I go Queen F3, A4, Knight C6? There's Bishop G4 maybe, Knight E7, Queen H8. Oh, I just unplugged the camera by mistake. Somehow the mouse keeps on dying. Don't know what that is happening. Anyway, it's back now. Yeah, Queen C7 is very logical. I guess I'm just gonna go A4 now. Try and gain some control over the queen side. Bishop F5, going Queen C4. He did have Knight D7 instead, which might have been decent. Bishop F4, don't know what would happen. Also Knight G4, then Bishop F4. Now I'm probably intending Knight D4 next, and also C6 is attacked. Okay. Knight D5, now I gotta take on C6, right? If he goes Rook C8. Maybe that's actually pretty good for him. So what should I do then? Rook on B1 is just so moronic. Okay, Rook Knight 3. No, I don't like my position so much anymore. I want to go Knight D4 next. He might solve some problems. If he doesn't allow it, quite sensibly, Bishop D2, at least trying to get some counterplay against A5. Some lines. I think we both gotta play faster. From here on out, we pretty much got a bullet game. Okay, Rook C1, just protecting C2, trying to free up the queen. E5, A4, I'm always going Knight D4. He's getting seriously short on time now. H3, H6, then just H3 myself. Okay, Knight D4. He flinched, didn't know what to do. Knight C5, he got Knight. Not so easy. Yeah, knight b6 after knight c5, so that's why. Oh, I didn't see that a4 is hanging. That's a bummer. Gotta protect c. Okay, so now my position is pretty bad, but I gotta try and flag him somehow. Take it. Queen takes knight b5, trying to confuse him. Queen e7 is good. Yeah, I don't know. Knight c4, trying to exchange. He naturally doesn't want the exchange. Now we're taking e5. This is all not great. Okay, bishop c1. Trying to wriggle out somehow. My position is pretty awful. Okay. Trying to exchange. I'm getting to exchange a few pieces. I'm going to flag him and win on position. So that's all. Much to do about nothing at this point. Okay, that was very, very messy. And he definitely outplayed me. But we're playing blitz without increment, and then you gotta play fast and also well. Okay, so I'm gonna go for 2 more games. 2 more 3-minute games, and then I'm done. SB Rain. I think I played this person before. Probably not. It doesn't seem like it. Okay. Finally, oh, takes it c6. That's dumb. Okay, I'm gonna go bc. Trying to play in the style of some old masters, just setting up a solid center and then hoping that's going to lead to something good. At least my opponent seems to be pretty unfamiliar with it. Should I do now? Catch b6 maybe? I haven't really made up my mind what I'm going to do after f4. Whether I'm going to take on f4 or just go or go e4. Those are probably. I guess I'm taking f4. If he goes bishop f4, I can probably go g5. And if he goes rook f4 with the point of g5, and then, yeah, then if g5, he would have had taken. He could have taken on f6, attacking the bishop. Then I still want to go g5. Yeah, gonna do that. Why the hell not? Show me the money. I could just not take on c6, and then you probably couldn't go. Probably couldn't take on f4 because of g5. But I like this. Just taking chances for no reason. It's absolutely my style. At least now my knight is pretty good on e5, solidifying everything, and I got c6 next. So I'm not too worried. This one I don't think really works out well for him. Now I've eliminated one of his dangerous knights. Although the knight on f5 is still pretty good, then all of my pieces are kind of good now as well. And of course, when we do exchange, yeah, you got knight e3. I missed that. Just as I was talking, then I saw this. That's a pity. Should I do now? Okay. It's castle. Let's play for an attack. I have got the two bishops after all. Bishop d2 is prevented, so he does have some problems with development. This one I don't get at all. Can't I just take it? Then bishop c5? No, this was a really bad plan. Rook e1, I got rook d2. Also got rook f8. Yeah, rook f8 feels better. If he takes, bishop e5, rook f3 wins. But anyway, rook f3 is going to come, and that's going to be pretty much an eternal pin. He can never escape with the king, really. He can go h3, and then if I take, he can go... Now that I got g4, he doesn't even have that option. Now I'm just going to... I have all the time in the world to decide how I'm going to win. Okay. So that was the penultimate game. So now I'm going to get last games. This one is what I tried to accept earlier on from Grandmaster Bluebaum, who lost to Perusha, and
And apparently my camera is off. Or is there's just a general problem with the USBs on my computer? Okay, I gotta play. Now 3. The queen isn't that ridiculous on e2, considering that he can go to f2 later on, but obviously if you had this position, then queen e2 is not the most useful move imaginable. I guess I'm gonna go g4 at some point. Can we get the video back for the last
few minutes? That's the question. Can we? Looks like we can. And I got the mouse back as well. Good news just keeps on coming. Should I do now? Jeff, I guess. Yeah, both recaptures were pretty reasonable for him. Want to bring the knight around to g3 and maybe go c3 at some point to alleviate any pressure he might have on the long diagonal. It's all pretty much trench warfare at this point. DE, I'm not sure. FE, I'm not sure why he releases the tension there. Feel like there was no reason to do that immediately. Okay, I can go c3 now. Probably go knight e. Go. Oh my god! I just blundered this. Ugh. That's nothing short of embarrassing. Maybe I'm getting some counterplay just by luck. Knight g5. I think the position is still not not easy. It's not obvious that he's even better here, but clearly that was just a blunder. There's no disguising that fact. But at least now we get to play some real attacking chess. I got no choice. I mean, I gotta try and attack now, pawn down, and without the bishop here. And he quite sensibly decides that he doesn't want. Yeah, he wanted just to sack the exchange after knight f7, takes knight e5, and he would have been in control. So I don't want to do that. I want to try and keep the initiatives now. I think he can go queen e7 exactly. Knight f7 followed by queen d5, then he has bishop e6 winning. And he would be doing pretty well. So what can I actually do here? I guess the answer is not that much. Should play fast at the very least. Yeah, let me try and confuse him. Bishop e6, I'm gonna go knight f5. He just goes queen d7, quite sensibly. I'm gonna still try and confuse him with queen g5. He does not flinch, but now I win the pawn on c5, so I should be doing excellently now. Queen b5, bishop b2. I feel like I'm pretty safe. Queen goes back to e3. Queen to d4 maybe. Knight to f1. Queen e3. Knight d2. It's all very, very safe. Check. Oh, I shouldn't have allowed that check. Oof. That was uncalled for. No, I pre-moved. I thought I pre-moved queen f6 before I took. Okay. That was very chaotic, and I feel like I'm running very short on energy. Candy's not working anymore, so that's gonna be it for me. Thank you guys for tuning in, for playing, for everything. Stay safe, and I think we'll make this happen again sooner rather than later. So for now, this is me signing off.